I really can't wait.
Same.
Let's talk about this Conor fight.
Okay.
So both men are finally speaking to the media. Conor has been so fucking quiet.
Yeah, he has, which is unlike Conor. I mean, Conor normally wants to be, which in no fault to his. Of course, this is how he's made his money. But, you know, he's always been center of attention, no matter what. He's always coming up with jokes, always shit talking. So to see him so hidden from the media is definitely a strange thing. But Dana White, I was reading a statement from Dana, and he said that Conor is taking this fight more seriously than he's ever seen Conor take a fight for. And he's really trying to hype up that Khabib versus Conor fight.
Yeah, well, people are saying that he's in the best shape of his entire life, which I know you hear that every time with
really
every
do.
fight camp.
Yeah.
They're always saying that. It's a staple. But when you're looking at pictures, it looks like Conor's taking this very seriously. So it could be the Conor that showed up versus Cowboy. I don't think it's going to be the Conor that showed up versus Khabib is essentially what I'm trying to say. I think he's taking this seriously.
Oh, yeah. And again, we haven't heard anything from Conor. That's
Nothing.
a weird thing. So, like, obviously...
Then you know he's in the fucking training room.
Exactly. And I really believe Conor's taking this fight as seriously as possible. But we should talk about the statement that he actually made in regard to Dustin Poirier. He came out and said that he would KO Poirier within 60 seconds. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's ridiculous, dude. I mean, if he did it would really shock me because I don't see that happening. With the war, Dustin Poirier just went with Dan Hooker. Like, I know Conor has what has seemed in the past like the touch of death, and I'm not going to deny that he doesn't have that. He definitely did at one point. Whether or not he has it now, we'll see. Kind of showed it against Cowboy, but he didn't use it. It wasn't a left hand that fucking finished him. Remember?
Yeah.
You just kind of ground and pounded him. So we'll see. I mean, I'm very interested in this matchup because I think this is going to be a 5-round war. I don't see this ending in 60 seconds.
No
way possible. And Dustin Poirier went on Theo Vaughn's podcast, and he was asked, like, what are you looking forward to in this fight the most? And he goes, it's proving myself. I want to see him bleed, and I want to bleed as well. I want us both to be tired, and then I want us to both be put in that position where we're forced to see who wants it more.
Yep.
He goes, I want to see if Conor's willing to fucking bite down on his mouthpiece and get in that gritty war that he knows Dustin Poirier wants to get into.
Yeah, you know, for me, like I love the fact that Dustin Poirier is like a plus 225 underdog in this fight, which absolutely blows my fucking mind considering Conor McGregor has had one win in the last, 3 or 4 years, and that one win was against Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
And again, I have to use this as a caveat every time. No disrespect to Cowboy Cerrone, Hall of Fame, legend of the sport, but one win in 3.5 years, and Dustin has been in some wars with people. Tony Ferguson, Dan Hooker. I mean, like, are you kidding? Max Holloway even.
Yeah.
I know that was a
That
little
was a
while
war,
ago,
though.
but it was a war. It was a war still, you know? So it's like all of these fights, and Dustin Poirier just keeps getting better and better, and Gaethje as well. I mean, we can't forget about that
that was
one.
a fucking war.
That was a war as well, too. So it just baffles me that Conor is such a heavy favorite in this fight.
Yeah,
I like
agree
the
100%.
odds on Dustin Poirier quite a bit here, and I do not think Conor McGregor is going to go out there and KO Dustin in 60 seconds. I think that's crazy.
Yeah.
If it happens, the only person who could ever do something like that, you know, as far
Would
as
be
like calling
Conor.
your shot, calling your shot is Conor McGregor. But I just don't see it going down that way. I totally agree with you. I think it's going to be a war. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But man, I think Dustin Poirier is going to go out there and shock the world. I really believe that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold prediction.
Yeah.
Bold prediction, Cotton.
Yeah, it is.
It's really not, dude. It's really not when you look at the fucking level of work that Dustin Poirier has put in over these last few years,
And
dude. He's literally
consistently, too.
Yeah, the best fighters in the world consistently. He held that interim belt. Yeah, he lost to Khabib, but he still might be the second best fighter in the entire world.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to find out because I don't consider Conor McGregor the number 2 fighter in the world.
No.
I would consider a Dustin Poirier or Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
So, no, go ahead.
And Dana is pushing that fight so hard with Khabib.
Yeah.
I just wonder what's going to happen when Dustin Poirier goes out there and wins. What is Dana going to do? Because he's not going to try to set up that rematch with Khabib. I think Khabib vacates his belt.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be GSP or bust, and you know Dustin's going to be in the conversation with a win over Conor. He has to be.
He has to be.
He has to be. And if he isn't, it's going to be the biggest slight in the entire world. It'll be a bigger slight than what Tony Ferguson went through.
You're talking about Justin Gaethje. You're talking about Dan Hooker, Max Holloway.
Yeah, it's just
all
ridiculous.
these people. Like, come on.